Hey guys, David here. Hope you're doing good tonight. I've been up a good portion of the night doing some video editing and other projects, and of course one of those projects has been the book we're working on, Being a Whole Person, Stories of Alfred Bennett by Alfred Bennett and myself. So for those of you who don't know, I've been working on a book for the past year and a half, and it's a collection of stories about this, from this old gentleman that I've just become friends with. So, for those of you who don't know as well, we're in the middle of a fundraiser to raise funds for printing the books, editing it. There's a documentary associated with that, so getting the rights for the music to do that. So there's a lot going on. So, but I've realized I haven't been keeping tabs on keeping up to date with the project itself and just some stuff surrounding the project that's not going to be in the book. So I'd like to do that with a series of videos leading up to the end of the fundraiser. So yeah, that's kind of the update, and I'll share a story. So I'll start at the beginning. So I first met Alfred June 12th, 2010. I remember that day very vividly because that was my very first day of my first job at Publix. I was very nervous about it, so definitely that memory is very well ingrained in my mind. But I had my Canon PowerShot camera, and I was taking tons and tons of pictures. So they live in this place called the Home Place Bed and Breakfast. It's a house built in 1820, I believe. So definitely right before the Civil War, but it's a beautiful house. But I was taking pictures around the property, and I happened to be taking a picture of this ladybug on this plant, just completely on my stomach, just, getting really close up. And as I'm looking, I see this shadow come in my path, and I hear a voice that says, "What you doing?" Now, Mother always told you, you don't talk to strangers, right? So in my mind, I'm quickly processing all this, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a gut check. I think it's okay. And I told him I was just taking a picture, and I introduced myself, and he introduced himself. His name is George Butler. And George and I just started talking, and we went to the front porch. And George went inside, came back out with a book of pictures. So we were flipping through the different pictures that he has, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And finally, George says, David, it's kind of funny, but I actually don't live here. But the people who do live here want to meet you. Would you like to come inside and meet them? And in my mind, I'm thinking, Mother always told you, you don't talk to strangers. You most definitely do not go into strangers' houses. And I was very quick when I was telling my mother all these, telling her all this. I was very quick to tell her, Mom, I did a gut check. Everything was fine. Everything was fine. So I went inside, and I met Alfred. I met his wife Evelyn. And the four of us just sat there, having tea, eating lemon crumb cakes of some sort. And it was just very, I don't know, it was just like a time machine, stepping into a world that didn't have technology. Just, no hustle, no TV, no smartphones, no distractions. It was just the four of us sitting there just talking about life or whatever conversation came up. And it was just really neat. So as I was walking out the door, Alfred said, please come on back and come and see us. And I was like, I think I will. I will come back. And I did. And I kept coming back again and again and again. And over the years, just developed this peculiar friendship between me and Alfred. And over the course, of course, he would share these many stories that you'll be reading in the book. And I want to leave you guys with one last thought. So I kind of had an epiphany last week that, over the course of these years knowing Alfred, he's kind of become like my grandfather. Because I had my grandfather on my dad's side, but he died when I was 3. And my grandfather on my mom's side, we talked, but we really didn't have any, meaningful conversations. So Alfred's kind of become a grandfather like I never had, that wanted to share wisdom with me. And so for those of you who had grandparents but were never close to them, or maybe you didn't even know your grandparents at all, I would love for you to get a copy of this, because this really is like a grandfather sharing his heart with his grandkids. He wants to pass on the wisdom that he's gleaned from his life, and just the things that he's learned, and he wants to share them. So I think you'll especially enjoy that. So yeah, there's your update, there's your story. But yeah, I'll be sharing some more videos leading up to the end of our fundraiser. But yeah, please go check us out on the GoFundMe page. Share it, please. We would love to get the word out on this project. It's been very quite an interesting ride for me. So I appreciate your support, and I'll see you next time with the next video. David out.